I got the great privilege of going to SmackDown in my hometown this last week with my family and showing them how fun wrestling can be. So, before we start, here are a few clips from that night.
The bloodline. Every week, blood, sweat, and tears. I fought them all. And they tried to end my career. More specifically, the guy who led the actually is. Me teaming with Roman Reigns had nothing to do with you. He asked me, and I thought it was the right thing. But that doesn't jive with who Kevin Owens is.
WWE experience?
It was really fun. It was a lot more entertaining than I expected.
How was your first WWE experience?
They did.
Thank you so much to my sister and my mom for going with me and really embracing WWE and getting these tickets. That being said, this SmackDown was iconic, and I'm so glad this is the one I got to see live before War Games, because finally we got to see the return of Paul Heyman, and as well the new 5th member of OTC, CM Punk. This was so fantastic to watch live. No one knows what's going to happen next. And I can only say what my opinion and predictions are. And I asked you guys what your predictions were. And I got so many great comments and ideas. And I have no idea where this is going to go. But I'm going to go with mine for right now. So, Heyman's outfit. That is like a rumor that people have been talking about. They're like, oh, well, him and Solo are wearing the same outfit. I don't think it really matters. I think it's like a distraction onto like the really real thing. And I think we're just reading into it a little too much. And sorry, if you guys see me batting, it's because my cat's food bowl is right here, and these fruit flies, because it's like the fall, almost winter month, really love it. Anyways, I think that the OTC also wears red and black, so I don't think it really matters. I think that it's just a coincidence. There's also rumors of Sami betraying Roman again, and I think that would be stupid at this point, because he's done so much to try to get back into Roman's good graces. So what I do think is that CM Punk is going to come out at War Games with OTC, but who's going to distract him other than Seth Rollins? And people have been saying, like, well, what about, Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed? And I think that this could be like a really interesting scenario. And I was talking to someone about this today. And, it could be that like it becomes a like Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk, and they could all be fighting. And CM Punk has like, because he came in for the wise man, or like because the wise man asked him to, there could be like the initiation of Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar just comes in, accidentally like is going for CM Punk and accidentally gets Bronson Reed, and that could be a war. And how cool would that be? I mean, like those two, I don't know. It could be really interesting doing that. And then the match that we all want to have been seeing, like the match that was supposed to happen last year to happen this year or in 2025, is Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. But I think at the end of the day, like even if CM Punk gets distracted, gets out of it, and creates a loss for the original bloodline, I think that he won't care, because at the end of the day, CM Punk wants to be the number one contender. He doesn't want a team. He doesn't need anyone else. And so I think what would happen is that this will kind of turn into Roman being like, you know what? I don't want any help either. I want a one-on-one with Solo. And I think that's where it's going to lead to eventually. Okay. Next, I am so sick and tired of Rhea always having to team up with these baby girls. But I think Bailey and Bianca, they can really show some terror on Liv and on what's to come. And I think Rhea is so determined right now that that's exactly what's going to happen. Next is Damian versus Gunther. And I'm not really sure who's gonna win, but like, or like what my vote's for, but I surely do want Damien to win. And this is why. Gunther is becoming babyface right now. But if Gunther loses and Damien wins, this might put a spark back into Gunther where he becomes indestructible again. And then there's like also the men's 3-on-3 with Braun Breaker, Sheamus, and Ludwig Kaiser. And so I think that if Ludwig wins, this will motivate Gunther more, because it's a little bit of like a just like a little punch on him of like, oh well, I'm not doing it. So I think that this would create a bigger, better storyline. And Braun also wants this title really bad. Sheamus wants this title because this is the last title that he needs. This is the only title he's never had, and he wants it so bad. So this just continuously causes more chaos, and that's what we want. Okay, so my camera cut off. I don't really know where. Nakamura being back is so great. He's such a fantastic character. That man should literally win an Oscar because of how many characters and storylines and attitudes he can pull off. Excited to see him fight against Knight, although my predictions are that Knight wins because he's way too relevant right now to not win. For the Women's United States Championship, I'm hoping it's Chelsea just because she's so entertaining and there's so much potential for her right now. And so, she's kind of like my obvious choice, but who knows? Finally, Cody and KO. I don't know if they're going to fight at War Games. It probably might happen there, but maybe not. But they both had really valuable points in their speeches at SmackDown. And one was KO has been there for Cody for a really long time. And I can see the betrayal of, Roman and Cody kind of being in cahoots with each other. And like finally after Cody went through this entire battle, he's just kind of giving in to Roman Reigns again. But it was a one-time kind of thing, so I'm not really sure where that's going to go. But I think that the redemption for Randy is well for like what Cody really wants and what I think that Randy deserves. I'm trying to get through this because I've done this once and it didn't record. The next one, and then on the other side of it is Cody's side of it, which we always knew that KO would turn heel again. He has never been one to take the higher road, or he tried, and he was like, oh, I'm past that. He said it so many times trying to I guess convince the audience, but we all knew that he was going to turn again. And so I think this is just kind of natural, and Randy chose to take the high road and KO hasn't. So I don't know. I think that what Cody said is right, is that Kevin Owens chooses Kevin Owens. So anyways, those are my thoughts. And again, an amazing thank you to my family for supporting me on my wrestling babe journey. And I can't wait for this road to WrestleMania, baby! Let me know in the comments what you guys think, what your predictions are. And if you want to be part of the Wrestling Babe family, go subscribe.